ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಗುರುಗಳಾದಂತಹ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸುಂದರ್ ರಾಜ್ ಅರ್ಸು ಸರ್, ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎವಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ನಾರ್ತ್ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ, and former coordinator NSS Bangalore University, and former Dean Faculty of Education and Chairman Department of Physical Education. ಇವರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಅತಿ ಪ್ರಮುಖವಾಗಿ ಹೃದಯಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿರುವ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಧ್ಯಾಪಕ ವೃಂದದವರಿಗೂ ಮತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲ ದೈಹಿಕ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ನಿರ್ದೇಶಕರಿಗೂ ಹಾಗೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ನನ್ನ ಸಹಪಾಠಿಗಳಿಗೂ ಮತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೂ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿರುವ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರುತ್ತಾ ಭಾಷಣವನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಜೈ ಹಿಂದ್, ಜೈ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ.
ಗಂಗರೆಡ್ಡಿ ಸರ್ ಅವರು ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಭಾಷಣ ಕೊಡಲಿದ್ದ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಹಾಗೆ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಗಂಗರೆಡ್ಡಿ ಸರ್, ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್, AES ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಕಾಲೇಜ್, ಗೌರಿಬಿದನೂರ್, ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿರುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಆಯೋಜಕರಾಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನ ಕೋರುತ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸುಂದರ್ ರಾಜ್ ಅರ್ಸು ಸರ್ ಅವರು ನಡೆಸಿಕೊಡುವ ಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಮನವಿ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಜೈ ಹಿಂದ್, ಜೈ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ.
ಆತ್ಮೀಯರೇ, ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Let me take this opportunity to congratulate the National College for organizing this webinar in this pandemic situation, and also to enlighten the importance of yoga and its contribution to the wellness. First of all, I would like to thank the principal of the college. I have a special bond to this National College because of my mentor, my well-wisher, and also a great educationist, Yachin. Yachin was my mentor, and he is the man. If I am here because of him, I love him, I adore him, and in his absence, it brings me a great pleasure to connect to the National College on this webinar. Ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to just share my views with regard to the yoga. As you all know, yoga has become more popular nowadays, and yoga is being one of the vibrant physical practices of today. And yoga, as you all know, it is our traditional activity, and it is a practice. It is a practice which has been is one of the traditional practice of India, which has been regularly practiced and flourished by great renumenees of this Bharatavarsha. So yoga is combination of asanas, pranayama, kriyas, bandhas, and mudras. Yoga requires an effort to unify one's body with mind. One should know that yoga has got combination of many stretching exercises, including asanas. Asanas, as you all know, it is done with different forms. That is sitting asanas, long sitting asana, proline, supine line asana, turning asana, and standing asana. With regard to kriyas also, starting from the, dhoti to the neti and nauli, and bandhas and mudras are the other important. And I just don't want to touch on bandhas and mudras. I'm concentrating on yoga and pranayama. As you all know, the pranayama has become more popular nowadays, and it has got a vibrant mechanism of enhancing one's vital capacity, especially in the COVID situation. It is a great boon for the entire country and to enhance your lung capacity through pranayama. Pranayama has got number of forms of different breathing exercises, starting from Anuloma, Viloma, Ujjayi, Pranayama, ending with Kapalabhati. Yoga requires an effort to unify one's body with mind. ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ನಾವು ದೇಹ ಮತ್ತು ಮನಸ್ಸುಗಳನ್ನು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನಾವು ಒಗ್ಗೂಡಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ. This is one of the most important concept of the yoga. You do this by concentrating your awareness on your physical body through breathing and posture. You should always bear it in mind while breathing, while doing, while doing especially the asanas, you must be very careful with regard to the, breathing pattern is concerned. Yogic practice is becoming more popular nowadays, and people are showing interest towards it due to its benefits. There are a lot of benefits. Later on, I will explain in detail. It can be practiced by anyone, irrespective of age and gender. It is designed to satisfy the needs of everyone. This is very important with regard to the yoga is concerned. Yoga is individualistic in nature. You cannot generalize yogic practices with the entire population because it has certain limitation. Hello? ಗಂಗಾರೆಡ್ಡಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹಲೋ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಏನು ಯಾರು ಫೋನ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. Yoga practice is the most efficient and natural form of exercises that provides benefits not only to the body but also for the relaxation of the mind, especially for those who are totally keep busy in the modern life. You know that today the modern civilization has become more of complex, and everyone is busy with their day-to-day work. With this day-to-day busy work, they don't find time to concentrate on their body nor the mind. So especially in this COVID situation, there is no gymnasium, there is no playground, there are parks have been closed all over the world. It is not just in India or in Karnataka. The entire world, the physical activities have become standstill. But now, today, yoga is one of the best way of maintaining your health through regular practice of asanas and other, pranayama and other practices. So for that, it is very easy. For example, anybody can participate in yoga. Anybody can, do yoga irrespective of their age and the gender. The practice of yoga techniques can be used to lessen and stress and refresh the body. That's the most important thing. One should remember that when you do yoga, it is yoga you perform to lessen your stress and refresh your body. By doing yoga, you should not become more stressful. And that is the why I give you some of the important tips before you practice yoga. And things to remember before practicing yoga: be relaxed, do not overstrain. This is the very important aspect of the yoga, because when you go for yogic practices, be in a relaxed state and do the asanas regularly. Do not perform to exhaustion. Do not be lazy. There are two important aspects, because yoga is not an attractive activity. It is not attractive like any other outdoor activity or indoor activity we will play. But here, yoga, it looks very, very, very rigid. And so, of course, and you have to make up your mind to just get into the yogic practices by the relaxed state of mind. Do not be lazy. Going there with a mat and just after going for one or two yogic postures, if you go for a shavasana, that will not benefit and it will lead to the laziness. Do the asanas in a relaxed, comfortable manner. That is one important thing. Comfortable and relaxed manner. In fact, the meaning of asana is that it should be steady and pleasant, leading to relaxation and to focus towards the goal. An ultimate goal of each and every individual who practices yoga is to attain good health, attain good posture, and have a sound functioning of the entire your system, organic system. Organs in your body has to be get motivated through yogic practices, and they should work in a very betterment way. So do the asanas on the floor. Especially, it's why yoga has become more popular, and because you need not go outside. Because in a pandemic situation like this, you are not allowed to go outside. But how you boost up your energy, how you boost up your immunity, how you boost and you gain your strength, it's only through yogic practices. Do the asanas on floor as far as possible, with floor covering a mat or a blanket. Do the asanas at least 2 hours before the meal. And one should be very careful before practicing asana, especially some of the asanas which gives more pressure on your abdominal part and lower abdominal part. You should see that your the entire abdomen is vacant. You should not take too much of meal, and if before 2 hours of a meal you can practice the yoga, and you may divide your yoga practice into certain groups doing them at a certain times. Example, relaxation posture could be practiced in the middle of the day. The relaxation can be done even in our office. It's not a big this thing issue. Even sitting in an office or in an alarm chair, whether whatever the work you do, close your eyes, go introspect yourself, go for a deep inhalation and exhalation.
Sir, not audible, sir.
ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗೋಗಿದೆಯಾ?
ಸರ್ ಆಡಿಯೋ ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಸರ್.
ಹಾ, ಈಗ ಸರ್ ಹೋಯ್ತಾ? ಹಲೋ
ಸರ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಸರ್.
ಹಾ ಸರಿ
ಸಾರಿ
ಸರಿ.
ಓಕೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಪ್ಪ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ನಾನು
ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂತೀವಿ ಸರ್.
ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ನನ್ನಲ್ಲಂತೂ ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಇದ್ದೀನಿ.
ಎಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್. ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲ ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ
ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಏನಾದ್ರು ನಂದು ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಅದು.
ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಟಚ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ವಿ. ಓಕೆ
ಸರಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ see, when you go for the yogic practices, one should mind that there are number of a number of practices within the yoga. You can divide that yogic practices entire the day. You can keep yourself cool, calm before going for the yogic exercises. That is another important aspect. ಇದು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಇನ್ನು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ.
ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಸರ್.
Okay. Do the asanas in a relaxed, comfortable postures, and then after the meal, meditative postures early in the morning is comfortable. It is always suggested to go for a meditative postures in the morning, and active postures whenever you get free time. You can do it in a keeping in mind that empty stomach. Do each asana correctly, but do not be discouraged if it is not perfectly done. Sometimes what happens by looking at the video of the experts or looking at someone, don't get yourself discouraged, because you cannot do the asanas in a 100% perfect posture in any manner, because it takes a long time. Don't get disturbed, because you will have the same effect on your physical and physiological and psychological parameters. Do the stretching asanas in the beginning. Go gently with the inhalations. That is, inhaling and exhalation is another important aspect which should bear it in mind. Intake while bending backward, or when you begin with any asana, or exhale while you bend forward, and some of the important aspects you have to bear it in mind. And it is always good to practice yoga beginners with the help of a guru or a teacher, and he can guide you in a proper way in the very beginning. Otherwise, you take the expert opinion, or else even looking at the expert audio visuals. Otherwise, even videos are available that you can take it for a samples, and you can do it. And what are the benefits of yoga? Physical and physiological benefits, mental benefits, and spiritual benefits. Now, physical and physiological benefit creates a toned, flexible, and strong body. And there is a misconception with regard to the yogic practices are concerned. And many of the people are of the opinion it will not have a strong body. Unfortunately, you will have definitely a strong body, and also, and it is very easy to have a flexible body and toned up body through the yogic practices, the regular yogic practices, and improve the posture. And you can evaluate yourself by doing asanas every day, every time, by knowing that how best your postures have been have been in a full form, and improve the energy level. And it as I have told you, there is a difference between the yogic practices and going to a gym. Going to a gym, and you will are going to have a musculature body, and that cannot be happened in through practice of yoga all of a sudden, because it takes a long time. But there will be a strong body 100%. There will be a strong muscles in the body who regularly practices yoga. Helps and maintains the balanced metabolism. You know that metabolism is one of the most important chemical process of our body, which always helps the cell. The strengthening the cells through the metabolism is possible only through yogic practices, that too the pranayama and kapalabhati and some other yogic practices. Enhances the functioning of respiratory, digestive, endocrine, and reproductive and elimination system. This is a very important aspect. As long as your internal organ functions at a very befitting manner, as long as your organs works in a balanced manner, and as such you will not find any problem with regard to your health is concerned, with regard to your mental status is concerned, because you know that body and mind are the two inseparable units, and anything happens on the mind, it reflects on the body physical aspect, and whatever happens on the physical aspect also reflects on the mental aspect. So reduce the blood pressure. That is the most important. Nowadays, most of the people are not aware of their own blood pressures, and that is to be balanced in a very systematic manner. And especially during this pandemic period, there will be a lot of stress, anxiety, fear with regard to the pandemic virus, and this may lead to the blood pressure. Those people who are already having the blood pressure is also vulnerable to the lot of problems. So practicing yogic practices, it brings down your blood pressure, improves the efficiency of lungs. As I've already told, the pranayama, the variety of the pranayamic practices, starting from Nalunoma to Ujjayi pranayama, and also Kapalabhati, all these things enhances your lung capacity. There are a number of researchers who have carried on in the universities and all over the world with regard to the effect of pranayama on the enhancement of the vital capacity of an individual. Not only for the ordinary people, but also it helps for to the people who are in the sport, those who are in the sporting arena. That also helps them by enhancing the lung capacity. The number of research were held with regard to the lung capacity is concerned. That too with the swimmers. So enhances the sleep. Then today there are a lot of people suffering from sleepless problem, and they will feel the sleepless night, and this is insomnia. That is the disease, and they can't get to sleep unless there is some body strain. There shall be a minimum strain to the any living organism to overcome the stress. And another important thing, promotes the cardiovascular and circulatory health. I always tell you, stretching exercise, it not only stretches the muscles. When you stretch your body, automatically, the entire physiological, manufacturing of the human being, each and every muscle fiber is connected with the nerve tendon. As when you stretch, it stretches even the nerves. Nerves will become vibrant and it will become more strong doing this asana. Relieves the pain. There are a number of people suffering from the pain, especially with those who are sitting with a laptop and work for 18 to 20 hours or 8 hours to 9 hours a day, and even the riding a bike or bicycle. These people will suffer from the backache, and there will be a problem of spondylitis. All these can be removed through the practice of yoga. Improves the athletic performance. There is some kind of a misconception with regard to the athletic performance enhanced through yogic practice. Certainly, there are certain asanas and there are certain practices which also helps the sportsman, for example, archery or even the shooting. All these things can be their performance can be enhanced through practicing the meditation and concentration, and it is the one which helps to focus on the particular target, and improves athletic performance and improves the balance. And balancing the body, the posture is another important thing, and it helps in balance, keeping the balance of the body. And mental benefits, attunes to the environment. All asanas are natural, and especially asanas are named after the natural resources, and all natural resources, and almost all asanas very natural in the form, and it is very close to the environment. And we always suggest, take a mat and go to the outside environment and have a comfortable place to practice the yoga in the environment. It enhances the boost the energy as well as the mental fitness. So concentration and mental clarity is enhanced through practicing yoga. As I've already told you, apart from postural practices, the concentration can be obtained through meditation. Meditation is one of the important part of the yogic practices, which enhances the concentration of an individual, and it also helps knowing the mental clarity, and it enhances the mental ability of an individual, and reduces stress and anxiety. And this is one thing which nobody can be overcome with the stress and anxiety today, especially whoever who are in the workplace, or whether it is a student facing an examination, or an employee facing an interview, or even any kind of an regular daily life. We find a kind of a stress in our daily life, and anxiety. And stress and anxiety can be overlooked through practicing asana. Encourages positive thoughts and self-acceptance. This is another most important thing. When you practice yoga, I wanted to quote one, statement here. Yoga is not for the salvation. Yoga is for the evaluation of oneself. ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ತನ್ನನ್ನ ತಾನು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಯೋಗವೇ ಹೊರತು ಯೋಗ ಮೋಕ್ಷಕ್ಕಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ನನ್ನನ್ನು ನಾನು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಯಾವಾಗ? ಎನ್ಕರೇಜ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಥಾಟ್ಸ್ and always help, and it tells that what is your limitation, what is your strength, what is your weaknesses, and it accepts my faults, and accept myself, accept myself. That can be possible through practicing yoga, and promotes flexibility. There is no other activity which can enhance the flexibility like yoga. And flexibility is nothing but the enlargement of the elongation of the joint. That's where your body can be flexible to the any situation, and flexibility plays a vital role. And this is the one where it will be help for the gymnastic and other sports persons also, where the flexibility plays a vital role. And another important aspect is the calms the mind. It is another one should keep your mind calm. cool. And that the calm and cool mind can really think of positive. And the positive attitudes and positive ideas comes only with the calm and cool mind. And the patience, you develop the patience when your mind is very calm. So the spiritual benefits of yoga is the awakens the spirit. And everybody one knows, as Basavana says, that the God is nowhere, it is even in ourselves. And to know that, to introspect ourselves and to rise to the level of the human being, one has to awaken the spiritual aspects of the body, which is already in our system. So builds healthy spiritual awareness. What do you mean by spiritual awareness? And it is nothing but you're connecting yourself with the one who thinks that is superior to you, and there lies the values, principles, ideals, ethics. This has to be followed in your regular life. It is not just practicing yoga. When you practice yoga, the spirituality has to be inculcated in yourself, understanding the values, understanding the beliefs, understanding the principles of this universe life. And that is how it connects with the spiritual awareness and promotes the interdependence between the mind, body, and soul. I have already told you that the body and mind are the inseparable parts of the human organism. As and when you work, and there will be a strain, that strain affects on your fatigue, affects on your mind, as well as strain on the body. There will be vice versa. So to keep up your body and mind and connect to the soul, soul is another important. There is no as per the psychologists, you don't believe in soul, but in yoga we consider soul is a part of our body, and that is the one which always ignites us to the right direction and right path. So enhances the oneness of all things. This is one thing you should find yourself, that see that oneness in all things, and you had to find yourself that everything is in mind, and everything you can get through the nature, and you find everyone. You should treat everyone alike, and there should not be any differences. And personal energy connects to driven energy, divine energy. That is what we call connecting myself to the God. That is the ultimate aim of the yoga. And it does. And another concept I wanted to deal here, especially in this webinar, I wanted to connect to all my colleagues and friends who are listening to my talk. So there is a lot of benefits with from the yoga, from the point of eradicating and solving and minimizing the stress problem. Stress is one's physical, mental, and chemical reaction that frighten, excite, confuse, challenge, surprise, anger, endanger, or in imitate. Irritate. Irritate. This is the how once stress occurs. Once stress get into one's body, automatically it disturbs your physical, physiological functioning, and that is a very, 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 very bad state of affair, and it stress opens the gateway for all other diseases to get in. Once stress is over, when stress is overlooked upon, then you will have a lot of problems. So how to control the stress? Our mind and our body is capable of bearing the load of tension to a certain limit. And if tension continues beyond that limit, then the balance of psychophysiological process is disturbed, and result the various symptoms of maladjustment. See, that is where everyone's there is a limitation in regard to every individual is concerned. Each and every individual limited to his own physical, physiological functioning and limitations. there is a provision for bearing any kind of tension and any kind of this stress to a limit. Once that crosses, then you will have lot of disadvantages. Stress is the state in which the natural equilibrium of the body is disturbed. This is caused by any threat to the organism. A sustainable body pain is inevitable to overcome the stress. That is, practicing yogic practices, asanas. By practicing the asanas, Dehava Dandisu Devara Kaname. That is the concept of Vivekananda. Yoga, it helps in, you bend your body, you sweat of your body, and automatically you will get a relief from the pain. And these stressors always have got the disadvantages in our day-to-day life. Yoga, the ancient science of life, can bring stress under control, not only at physical level, even at mental and spiritual too. The pranayama, which is a systematic and rhythmic respiration, helps to relax the physical and mental organs of the body. Keep every cell is oxygenated, which helps in metabolism. That is another more important aspect with regard to the yogic benefit. When you practice pranayama is nothing but a patronized way of breathing, a rhythmic way of breathing. That helps you in adjusting your entire respiratory system to the various climatic conditions, whether it is a summer, whether it is a winter. There are certain yogic practices, pranayama, which has been taught to overcome the heat and also the cold. That is the mechanism of the pranayama. This pranayama helps in oxygenating the entire cell. Through that, the metabolic process will become more comfortable and easy. The asanas or the postures will help in keeping muscles, nerves, and joints to perform in a befitting manner, and the tone of all the internal organs to function effectively without creating the fatigue. That is one thing. So that's what I told you before going to to accept doing asanas. One has to be very clear. You should be in a positive mindset, and you should be very relaxed, and you should be very calm. By doing asana, you should not inject the fatigue. Meditation is a part of yogic practice. It is a technique which regularly meditation helps in relieving stress and improve the quality of immune system and helps in lowering the blood pressure. That is another important aspect I wanted to tell you. Pranayama helps in enhancing the immune system. Immune system, and every nowadays you heard a lot about the immune, enhancing of the immune in the body. That is only possible by regular diet and also with regular practice of pranayama and other exercises, physical exercises. And quality of immune system enhances through the pranayama and lower the blood pressure. The blood pressure of an individual will comes down. Meditation, meditation seeks a state of enlightenment, a freedom from the tyranny of worries. If you want to come out of the worries, if you want to get rid of the worries, and you go for a meditation. And meditation is not an easy act. Meditation in the beginning, it may gives you a lot of, you get into the lot of disturbances. When you close your eyes, automatically there will be a lot of interferences in the mental faculty. And by doing regular practice, you can control your mind and you control your mental faculty. That enhances the mental ability of an individual. So psychological benefits of yoga. Yoga improves one's psychological mental well-being. I have told you, a mental being is a mental health, and mental fitness comes under the same. Whether it is a mental fitness or a mental well-being or even the mental ability, all these things are enhanced by doing yogic practices. According to the British Psychological Society, Yoga involves concentration on the breath and body, which makes it a great way to soothe a person's mind and relieve worries. It is the only way to come out of the worries, come out of the tension, come out of the stress is to practice the pranayama or practice the meditation posture or even the yogic practices. It helps in discharging the tension and stress. Yoga poses, breathing exercises, which keeps a person free from such negative elements, negative thoughts. It eradicates, it sends out the negative, thoughts from your brain, from your mind. As a result, a person who does yoga regularly is better able to achieve the pink of psychological health. The psychological health is one of the most important aspects of our daily life. Every individual, many of the time what happens, we'll be very careful with regard to our physical health and nobody bothers about our mental health. And we never go to the doctor in checking up the mental aspect faculty. We are worried. We are worried ourselves because, you be very
ಸರ್ ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಸರ್. ಸರ್ ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ.
Sir, your voice is not audible.
ನಮ್ರತಾ
one
ಮ್ಯೂಟ್
minute.
ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಮ್ಮ.
Okay. So, okay. As a result of persons who does yoga regular is better able to achieve the pink of psychological health. Consisting of activities such as Surya Namaskara, Pranayama, meditation, and exercise is proven helpful in reducing anxiety and depression. And anxiety, anxiety is one way it is good. The level of anxiety, even the stress is not bad. The level of stress, level of anxiety should not go up. It works as a motivation for anything. If an anxiety is there, some amount of anxiety is required. According to the Harvard University article, yoga is able to accomplish by helping regulate a person's stress responses system. There are a number of research going on all around the world. In almost all the universities, it is being financed by the health organization to do the research on the benefits of yoga, physical benefits, physiological and psychological benefits of yoga. There are a number of research papers have already published related to these effect of yogic practices on the mental health is concerned. Yoga has been proven effective in improving memory and concentration. That's another important thing which can be enhanced through practicing the different techniques of yogic practices. According to the woman fitness expert, Dharana, otherwise, practice of concentration is the perfect way to clear your mind and calm your senses. That is the dharana is nothing but the concentration techniques which has been taught through meditation processes, and even the trataka is another technical way of uh, technique which is being used in the yogic practices to bring the concentration. Person who practice yoga are able to remember things, concentrate and perform much better as per the research finding. There are a number of research which are already found that the children who practices yoga are better in their academics and other attitudes is concerned compared to the others who doesn't practice the yoga. Further, practicing physical postures and breathing, relaxation, and meditation, you find the better anger control, improved resilience, and enhanced mindfulness proved in many of the research studies. These are all the research studies which have been carried on throughout India with regard to the benefits of yoga, particularly in cases where the contemporary mental and pharmacological treatment have failed in post-traumatic stress disorder, that is what is called PTSD, post-traumatic symptom stress disorder. Patients who suffer from this type of mental illness frequently experience right nightmares and flashbacks. For that, the practicing of Hatha Yoga has been shown to be effective in reducing the post-traumatic stress disorders symptoms, according to the American Psychology Association. As such, yoga may just be a counter attack against the ravages of the traumatic experiences. So effects of stress and tension. And let me tell you that what happens when the stress is induces. Blood rushes to the muscles and brain, and breathing becomes faster. Heart rate increases. Once the heart rate increases, automatically your blood pressure also goes up. The muscles become tense and tighten. Blood pressure enhances. Once the blood pressure is enhances, you will not be knowing what you will going to do. And there is an effect on your physiological system and also on the sensory organs of our body. Perspiration enhances. The perspiration enhances, and you become wet hands, and the symptoms of this is the perspiration. All the sensory organs are disturbed. See, once the sensory organs are disturbed, and automatically you get cloudy thinking. And what do you mean? And you will not be interested to do anything, and you will feel something, to be idle, and you will not have a positive attitude to take up any challenges or take up the any assignment. That will be your attitude, and you will feel something which cannot be explained, and irritability, and you will get anger. When your anger erupted, automatically you will become tense, and this lead to the violence, and motivated but overloaded. Sometimes this stress, as I already told you, there is a small amount of stress always helps in motivating you to take up the challenges, take up the work. Once the level of stress goes up, automatically you will become overloaded, and you will start up withdrawing symptoms, and you will be annoyed by doing any kind of the activity. Poor quality of the performance. Even if you go ahead with your working abilities and working capacities, the performance, the quality of the performance will become low. Chronic fatigue, and this is the one thing you will get, unnecessary fatigue due to the stress. Withdrawal symptoms, and that is the one you wanted to go to the reverse order, and you wanted to come out of the work, or you want to give back to your boss or to anybody further. That is an ultimate symptom, the withdrawal symptom you occurs due to the stress. And disorders are the headache. Usually the headache, once you get an headache, and that is you should know that that is the symptom of the test. And hypertension, as I already told you, and bronchitic asthma, that is another important. Those who are they are allergic to the asthmatic symptoms, and those who are suffering from some kind of asthma, the stress becomes very, very horrible for them, and that may lead to danger also. And diabetes, enhances of the diabetes, and acidity enhances, peptic ulcer, cardiovascular problem that automatically invite the cardiovascular problems with the stress. And abnormal in menstrual, and even to the girls and also to the female, you will find the abnormality in your menstrual periods, and ultimately sleepless night, insomnia, that is the suffering from the sleepless night, that is the ultimate this thing. Healing culture. And what are the things you should always bear it in mind? Not just practicing yoga will not overcome all these disorders. But one thing, the positive thinking. What do you mean by positive thinking? You should always feel positive in all your work, and you will feel that I am fine, I am all right, I don't have enemies, I am good. And you should surrender yourself, stating that I am fine, nothing is going against me. That should be your idea. That should be your concept. And this positive mind keeps you and brings down the stress level. Unfortunately, what happens in a working place or in any other areas, if you go with a negative attitude, negative mind, the stress level enhances, and that lead to the violence, and that lead to the anger. And avoid that by keeping in a positive attitudes and positive ideas in your mind. Proper exercise. That is another important aspect. Get up early in the morning. Or it is better to get up before the sunrise and do some exercises, do some activities, and that keeps you the whole day in a happy mood. That keeps you in a whole day in a calm and stable mind. So regular practice of pranayama, whether it is a yoga or another thing, regular practice of pranayama is also helps you. And pranayama, as I've already told you, it is not only enhances your vital capacity, it is strengthen your vital organs, but also helps in cooling down your worries. And it is the best exercise for your mood and meditation and relaxation. And this is two another important aspects in the yogic practices. Meditation is the one which always we want to attain the attention, and attention leads to the concentration. And once you get the concentration through attention, and that is the possibility of you are attaining to the meditative postures. When you meditate yourself, feel yourself comfortable and feel yourself happy, and you had to have a kind of a positive ideas here in this meditating posture, and ultimately relaxation. And the another problem with our younger generation, or with the modern life, we don't give time for the relaxation. Always work, no rest, ultimately leads to the stress. And for that, one has to be very careful with regard to the rest and relaxation. Rest and relaxation plays a vital role in our regular day-to-day life. Your body requires a rest, whether your mind doesn't mind. Your body requires, your cells requires a rest. Your body or internal organs requires a rest. They had to get a rest in between. That rest can be gained through relaxing your body, relaxing your muscle, relaxing your mind. And total relaxation is possible only through the yogic practices. Regular and proper diet. Another most important aspect is the regular diet. Regular, proper diet. Regularly, you should have a balanced diet. Today, there's something you intake maximum, and tomorrow you want to be fast. That is not the way. And you have a regular balanced diet which helps you very healthy and positive thinking. Once again, I wanted to come back from first point to the last point. Positive thinking is the most important aspect. Dear friends, with the last slide, I am concluding. Yoga is the perfect opportunity to be curious about who you are, what you are, where are you. These are the aspects which you gain through the yogic practices. Practicing yoga is most important, and regular practicing yoga can be done with the help of the people. I have already told you, yoga is a very simple and very simple activity, and very natural activity that can be practiced by anyone. That too in a pandemic situation like this, where there is no gym, there is no prayer, there is no even the walk paths, and even the parks have been closed. This is the right time for each and everyone. Take up yoga seriously and practice at home, and be healthy. Stay home, stay healthy, stay fit. Thank you. With these few words, and with these my views, I conclude. I thank you. I thank all the people who are in the webinar, who are connected to this online learning, to their patience listening, and also take this opportunity to thank the principal of the college and management of the National Education Society. As I've already told you, I am emotionally bonded with this institution because of my mentor, my well-wisher, great education in Dr. Yachan. With these few words, I thank each and everyone. Thank you one and all. If there are any questions, any clarification, I am ready to be here to answer you. Thank you one and all.
ಸರ್ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಕ್ವಶನ್
ಕೇಳೋದಿದ್ರೆ
ಕೇಳಬಹುದು ಈಗ. ಹಲೋ
ಹಲೋ
ಸರ್, ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಸರ್.
ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್
ಸರ್, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ತುಮಕೂರು ಸರ್.
ಹೇಳಿ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ್, ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಿ? ಫೈನ್
ಸರ್, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ. ತುಂಬಾ ಎಕ್ಸಲೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಂತು ಸರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್.
ನೀವು ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ಯೋಗ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರಿ, ಯೋಗ ಹುಡುಗರನ್ನ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ಯೋಗ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್. ಬಹಳ ವೆರಿ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ವೆನ್ ಐ ಸಿ ವೆನ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಪ್ ಯೋಗ ವೆರಿ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ಲಿ. ಇಟ್ ಗಿವ್ಸ್ ಮಿ ಎ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ and I am saying you very nice of you. You have anything to ask me? ಮತ್ತೆ
ಸರ್, ಅದೇ ಈಗ COVID-19 ಗೆ ಒಳಗಾಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಸರ್, ಅವರು ಹೇಗೆ ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಇಂದ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬರೋದು ಅಂತ ಸರ್? ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗಿ
100% ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಸರ್. ಓನ್ಲಿ ಥ್ರೂ ಪ್ರಾಣಾಯಾಮ ಅಂಡ್ ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್. ಪ್ರಾಣಾಯಾಮ ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ದೇ ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್. ಈಗ ಕಾಯಿಲೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರು ಹೋಗಿ ಕಾಯಿಲೆನ ತಗೊಂಡಿರೋದಲ್ಲ. ಕಾಯಿಲೆ ಬರೋದಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ತಡೆಯೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅದರಿಂದ ಹೇಗೆ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬರಬೇಕು? ಐ ಶುಡ್ ಕಮ್ ಔಟ್. ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ದಿ ರಿಯಾಲಿಟಿ. You should accept the reality. You feed all positive ideas to your brain. You feel that nothing will happen. This is a quite common thing. ಇದು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಏನು ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಈ ತರ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಆಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಥ್ರೂ ದಟ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಸರೆಂಡರ್ ಟು ದಿ ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಈಗ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾರೂ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನನಗೆ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಬರಲಿ ಅಂತ ಯಾರು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಂದಾದ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೇಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅದೇನೂ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಅದು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್. ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಎನ್ಹಾನ್ಸ್ ಮೈ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್. ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಎನ್ಹಾನ್ಸ್ ಮೈ ಹ್ಯುಮಿನಿಟಿ. ಅದು ಸಾಧ್ಯ. ಪ್ರಾಣಾಯಾಮ ಇಟ್ ಎನ್ಹಾನ್ಸಸ್ ದಿ ಹ್ಯುಮಿನಿಟಿ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬ್ರೈನ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು, ಬ್ರೈನ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್, ಬಾಡಿ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಲೇವ್. ಬ್ರೈನ್ಗೆ ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವಾಗ ಏನೂ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್. ಆಗೋಯ್ತು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಮುಗೀತು ಅಂದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಮುಗೀತು. ದ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್, ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಒಳಗಡೆನೆ ನಾನು ಏನೂ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಒಳಗಡೆನೆ ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್ನು ಪ್ರಾಣಾಯಾಮ ದಟ್ ಎನ್ಹಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಸಾರ್ಸ್. ಇದು ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಸಿವಿಯರ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಿರೇಟರಿ ಆಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಸಿಂಡ್ರಮ್ಸ್ಗಳಿಂದ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕಾಯಿಲೆಗಳಿವು. ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದು ಯಾವುದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ? ನಿಮ್ಮ ಲಂಗ್ ಮೇಲೆ. ಆಸ್ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಆಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಲಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್, ವೆನ್ ಯು ಕೀಪ್ ಯುವರ್ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಿರೇಟರಿ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್, ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ that will not affect you. ಅದು ಓಕೆ. ಹಲೋ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ್, ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಏನಾಯ್ತು? ನಂದಿದೆ. ಅವರು ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು
ಸರ್, ಯಾರು ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕ್ರಿಯಾ ಯೋಗ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕ್ರಿಯಾ ಯೋಗ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕ್ರಿಯಾ ಯೋಗ.
ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಕ್ರಿಯಾಸ್ ಆರ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ದಿ ಕ್ಲೀನಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸಸ್. ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಹವನ್ನ, ಕಲ್ಮಶಗಳನ್ನ ತೊಳೆಯೋದಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಕ್ರಿಯಾಯೋಗ. ಆ ಕ್ರಿಯಾಯೋಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ನೋಡಿ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಮಗ್ದೊಂದು. ಆ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಟಚ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಎಸ್
ರಮೇಶ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಏರ್ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಟು ಹೆಬ್ಬಾಳ್ ಸರ್.
ಯಾ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ರಮೇಶ್, ಹೇಳಿ.
Yes, sir. Sir, daily, if you do the exercise regularly, except yoga, is it good for our respiratory system or other organs, sir?
Any aerobic exercises. It is not that yoga alone. Any aerobic exercises which enhances your body. It strengthens. ನಾನು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು, ಎಕ್ಸಸೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಈಗ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಅಂತ ಸಿಚುಯೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ For example, everyone wants to go out, especially ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ಮನ್ಗಳು ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಎದ್ದು ಶೂ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ಸೂಟ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಆಚೆ ಓಡೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಆಸೆ ಇರೋವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಬೋನ್. You need not go out. You can practice, yoga at home. You can maintain your health. You can maintain your strength. You can maintain your stamina. That is movement. And walking or jogging, any kind of aerobic exercises are always good. It keeps it. It's not just a yoga. But what yoga says, for example, those who cannot go, those who cannot move, that is very arthvaitala. Adu bitre, of course, stress, from the point of stress, even for a sportsman who undergone the stress, they had to go for pranayama and relaxation techniques. And that can be, that is the only possible way.
Yes. Sir. One more question, sir. After the exercise or doing aerobics, okay, sir, then we can have some stretching exercise. After stretching exercise, can we have some breathing exercise like
Sure. But one thing,
sir,
ಕಪಾಲಭಾತಿ ಮಾಡೋ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ಸ್ಟಮಕ್ ಖಾಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಒಂದು, that is only thing. Another important, those who are suffering from the problem with the asthma, ಕಪಾಲಭಾತಿ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬಾರ್ದು. ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಮಗಳೊಂದು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ಮನ್ ಆಸ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಚಸ್, ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಚಸ್ ಮುಗಿದ ಮೇಲೆ 1, 2, 3, 4 ನಿಮಿಷ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೀವು ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೂ ಅಭ್ಯಂತರ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್, fine.
Yes, sir. After 40 minutes we can have some food or breakfast or something like that. After 40 minutes, that is a
sure. Light yogic diet ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಲೈಟ್ ಊಟನೇ ಮಾಡದಿದ್ರು ಒಳ್ಳೇದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಯೋಗ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ? ಯೋಗಿಕ್ ಫುಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ರಿಚ್ ಫುಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎ ಲೈಟ್ ಫುಡ್, ಹೆಲ್ದಿ ಫುಡ್. ಅದರಿಂದ ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಟಮಕ್ ಇಂದ ಇದ್ರೆ ಏನು ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆಪ್ಪ.
Thank you, sir. Very informative class, sir. Thank you so much, sir. We need more sessions like this from you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Hello,
I'll
sir.
always be there.
Hello,
I'll
sir.
always.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, this is Lakshmi.
Yeah.
Sir,
Tell me, Lakshmi.
ಈಗ ಎಕ್ಸಸೈಸ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾ ಯೋಗ, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ 1 hour?
ಈಗ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಆಗೋಗಿದೆಯಾ? ಇದೆ ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ವಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾ, ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಸೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾ, ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲ ಎಕ್ಸಸೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಪ್ರೂವ್ಡ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಎಕ್ಸಸೈಸ್ ಆರ್ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಎಕ್ಸಸೈಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದಿ ಸೇಮ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್. ಬಟ್ ಯೋಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ನಾನು ಆಗ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿದ್ರೆ ಯು ಚೂಸ್ ದಿ ಅರ್ಲಿ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ? ಯೋಗಿಕ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿದ್ರೆ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್, it doesn't make any difference. The same effect you will have. Okay? Only thing you should bear it in mind, food. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿಯ 4 ಈಗ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲ 2 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಿ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನೀವು 6 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ ಇಟ್.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಊಟ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅವರ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಯೋಗ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್
ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಊಟ ಮಾಡೋರಿಗೆ 4 ಗಂಟೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
ಯೋಗಿಕ್ ಡಯಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ 2 hours ಸಾಕು. That is the simple diet. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
ನಮಸ್ತೆ. ಕಪಾಲಭಾತಿ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಟೈಮಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಇದೆಯಾ?
ಕಪಾಲಭಾತಿ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಒಂದೇನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಬೇರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ ಮೈಂಡ್, ನೀವು ಪ್ರಾಣಾಯಾಮ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಪಾಲಭಾತಿಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ. ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಅನುಲೋಮ ವಿಲೋಮಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಪಾಲಭಾತಿಯನ್ನ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಹೊತ್ತು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು. ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಹೊತ್ತು, ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಎಂಟಿ ಸ್ಟಮಕ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ? ಎಂಟಿ ಸ್ಟಮಕ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಯಾಕೆಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಗಿವ್ಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಅಬ್ಡಮನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲೋವರ್ ಅಬ್ಡಮನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್. ಅಬ್ಡಮನ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಲೋ ಅಬ್ಡಮನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಹೊತ್ತು ಬೀಳೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಊಟ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಏನು.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Hello, sir.
Hello, yeah.
Hello.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hello, sir. Good morning. I am Jyoti B. Gatre from Akamadevi Women's University.
Yelma.
Sir, my question. So my question is, does the yoga will decrease the deformities, sir, like kyphosis, scoliosis, lordosis? Those are suffering these diseases.
No. I will tell you. That is why I am telling you, why we have introduced yoga asanas to the schools ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ the postural defects ನ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ರೆಕ್ಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಇರೋ ಸಂದರ್ಭ ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಶಾಲೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ. ಅರ್ಥವಾಯ್ತಲ್ಲ? All these has to be identified and you can rectify it in the early stages. Okay?
Yes, sir.
That is why we have introduced the yoga in the schools. ವೈದ್ಯನಾಥನ್ ಕಮಿಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯೋಗವನ್ನ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಯೋಗಾಸನಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ ಉದ್ದೇಶನೇ ಟು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ದಿ ಬಾಡಿ ಡಿಫಾರ್ಮಿಟೀಸ್, ಟೈಪೋಸಿಸ್ ಇವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕಂಡಿಡಿದು ಸೂಕ್ತ ಆಸನಗಳನ್ನ ನೀಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಓಕೆ ಮಾ, ಓಕೆ ಫೈನ್, ಎಸ್ ಫೈನ್.
ಸುಪ್ರಿಯಾ ಅಂತ ಸರ್.
ಸುಪ್ರಿಯಾ
ಸರ್, ನಂಗೆ ಡೌಟ್ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಯೋಗ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಾಣಾಯಾಮ ಅದು ಮಾಡೋದು ಸೂಕ್ತನಾ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಾಣಾಯಾಮ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಾ? ಇದ್ರ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಸರ್?
ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಣಾಯಾಮ ಮಾಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ, ಪ್ರಾಣಾಯಾಮ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಮ್ಮ, ನಾನು ಆಗ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಬ್ರೀತಿಂಗ್ ಎಕ್ಸಸೈಸ್. ನೀವು ಯೂಶುವಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಈವನ್ ಯೋಗಾಸನ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಈ ಬ್ರೀತಿಂಗ್ ಎಕ್ಸಸೈಸಸ್ ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ವೆನ್ ಯು ಬೆಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ನೀವು ಎಕ್ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ವೆನ್ ಯು ಬೆಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ಹೇಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ದಿಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಬೇರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ ಮೈಂಡ್. ಬಟ್ ಒನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಸರ್ಟನ್, ಆಸನಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ ನಂತರ ಪ್ರಾಣಾಯಾಮಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟು ಶವಾಸನ ರಿಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗೋದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು, ಸೂಕ್ತ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಬಾಡಿ ಈಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ರಾಣಾಯಾಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಪೋಸ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಏನು ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಮೊದಲು ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಂದ ಬಂದು ನಂತರ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಪೋಸ್ಚರ್ಗೆ ಬಂದು ಆಮೇಲೆ ರಿಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗೋದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು. ದಟ್ಸ್ ಗುಡ್. ಬಟ್ ಹೀಗೆ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನು ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಆ ಥರದ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ಗಳಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಇನ್ನು ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಬಟ್
ಪ್ರಾಣಾಯಾಮ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಒಂದು ರಿಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸೇಷನ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್, ಯೋಗಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿ ಪ್ರಾಣಾಯಾಮ ಮಾಡೋದು ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್, ಸೇಮಾ?
ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ನೀನು ಬಾಡಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತಮ್ಮ, ನೀನು ಯೋಗಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಿನಗೆ ಬಾಡಿ ಒಂದು 10 ನೀನು ಸೂರ್ಯ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯಮ್ಮ. 10 ಸೂರ್ಯ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಮ್ಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನೀನು ಪ್ರಾಣಾಯಾಮ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತಾ? ನೀನ್ ರಿಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸೇಷನ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಿತ್ಯ ಪ್ರಾಣಾಯಾಮ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಪ್ರಾಣಾಯಾಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಯು ಮೂವ್ ವಿತ್ ಯುವರ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್, ಯುವರ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಗೋಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಯುವರ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್. ಇಡೀ ನಿನ್ನ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೆಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅರ್ಥವಾಯ್ತಲ್ಲ?
ನನಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಣಾಯಾಮ ಮಾಡೋವಾಗ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಗೋದು ಯೋಗಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಇದೆ ಸರ್, ಅದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ?
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ನೀನು ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನಾನು ಯೋಗಾಸನನೇ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ, ನಾನು ಬರೀ ಪ್ರಾಣಾಯಾಮ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ, ನನಗೆ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಸಿಗಲ್ವಾ? ಸಿಗುತ್ತೋ ಇಲ್ವಾ? ಸಿಗುತ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ? ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ you can divide the entire yogic practices into different parts. Go for meditation and pranayama in the morning. Even asanas you can do it in the afternoon. Physical postures ನೀವು ಯಾವಾಗಾದ್ರೂ 4 years ಆದ್ರೆ ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್ ಪೋಸ್ಚರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಸೂಕ್ತವಾದ ಕಾಲ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಒಂದು ಕಾರಣ ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್, ಗಾಳಿ ಇನ್ನೂ ಅಶುದ್ಧ ವಾತಾವರಣಕ್ಕೆ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಬ್ರೀತ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಈಟ್. ನೀನು ಗಾಳಿಯ ಸೇವನೆ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ನೀನು ಆಹಾರಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿರೋದು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಾಣವಾಯು ಅಂತ ಕರೆಯೋದು. ಸೊ ದಿ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್, ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಪ್ಯೂರ್ ಈಸ್ ಗ್ರೇಟ್, ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಈಸ್ ಅವೈಲಬಲ್ ಪ್ಲೆಂಟಿ ಇನ್ ದ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್. ನೀವು ಪ್ರಾಣಾಯಾಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ತಿಳ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್, ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಅದರ್ ಎನರ್ಜೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಅಟ್ಮಾಸ್ಫಿಯರ್. ಆ ಎನರ್ಜಿಯನ್ನು ತಗೊಳ್ತಿದೀಯ ನೀನು. ಅರ್ಥವಾಯ್ತಲ್ಲ? ಆ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗು ಪ್ರಾಣಾಯಾಮ ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್ ಸೂಕ್ತ. ನೀವು ಯೋಗಾಸನವನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ ಓವರ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ? ಯೋಗಾಸನವನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ ನಂತರ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಏನ್ ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸೇಮ್, ಬಟ್ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಏನು ನಾನು ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್
ಮಚ್.
ಯು ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಓಕೆ
ಸರ್, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರಂಗನಾಥ್ GH ಅಂತ ಒಬ್ರು ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಹೇಳಿ.
ಅಬೌವ್ 50 years of age, which yogic exercise you suggest?
ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಕೇಳಿ. ನಾನು 64 ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಟರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಎಕ್ಸಸೈಸಸ್, ಆಸನಾಸು, ಆಲ್ ಆಸನಾಸ್ ಆರ್ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್, ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತನಪ್ಪ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರಾಣಾಯಾಮ, ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ.
ಹಲೋ ಸರ್.
ಹಲೋ.
ಹಾ ಸರ್, ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅದು ಕ್ವಶನ್.
ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಹೇಳಿಮ್ಮ.
ಹಾ ಸರ್, ನಾವಿವಾಗ ಯೋಗ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗ ಸೂರ್ಯ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಯೋಗ ಪೋಸ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವಿವಾಗ ಸೂರ್ಯ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿದವಾಗ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಾಡಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡೋರ್ಗೆ ಪೇನ್ಸ್ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ಯೋಗ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಹೊತ್ತು ಸೂರ್ಯ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾವು ಯೋಗ ಪೋಸ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ನ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅಥವಾ ಲಂಚ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ 4 hours ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ?
ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಏನು ತೊಂದರೆ. ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಕೇಳಿ. ಸೂರ್ಯನ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಏನಿದೆ, ಒಂದು 4-5 ಯೋಗಾಸನಗಳೇ ಇದೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ, ಹೌದು ತಾನೆ? ಆಸನಗಳೇ ಇದೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ. ಬಟ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಸೂರ್ಯ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರನ ನಾವು ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದಿ ಏರೋಬಿಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ನೀವು ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದಿ ಏರೋಬಿಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸ್. ಅದು ಅರ್ಥವಾಯ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ಇದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆಸನಾಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಅಷ್ಟು ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನೀವು ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಐ ಮೇ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? ಯು ವಿಲ್ ರಿಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್. ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಮಾಡಿ.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ఓకే గంగారెడ్డి వాడు ఎక్కడ పొజిషన్
చెప్పండి సార్.
ఊరికి అడుగుతున్నా ఉండవా లేదా అని.
ఎవరో క్వశ్చన్ అడుగుతా అంటే
వాడిని అడిగిని నువ్వు ఉండవా అని అడుగుతా ఉన్నాను అంతే. నీకేమైనా డౌట్ ఉందా?
నాకేం డౌట్ లేదు సార్.
ఓకే, ఎనీ క్వశ్చన్స్ ఫ్రెండ్స్? ఓకే
ಸರ್, ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬೋದು ಸರ್.
ಯಾರು?
ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬಂತು ಸರ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್.
ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬಂತು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಅಪ್ಪ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ತುಂಬಾ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಸರ್.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಅಪ್ಪ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ವಂದನಾರ್ಪಣೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಸರ್.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಈಗ ವಂದನಾರ್ಪಣೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಸಂಗೀತ ಮೇಡಮ್
ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮ್ಯಾಥಮೆಟಿಕ್ಸ್.
ಓಕೆ.
ಹಲೋ, ಸಂಗೀತ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಹಲೋ, ಸಂಗೀತ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಅವಾಗಲೇ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಇದು ಬರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ ನಂದು, ಇದು ಯಾಕೋ ಬರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ.
ಹಲೋ, ಸಂಗೀತ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಓಕೆ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಇಲ್ಲ
ಸಂಗೀತ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಮಾತಾಡಿ.
ಹಲೋ. ಓಕೆ, ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ತುಂಬಾ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಗೊಳ್ಳಿದೆ. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿದಂತಹ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾದಂತಹ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ AH ರಾಮರಾವ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರು ಮತ್ತು ಕಾರ್ಯದರ್ಶಿಗಳಾದಂತಹ ನಾಗರಾಜ ರೆಡ್ಡಿ ಸರ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ತುಂಬ ವಂದನೆಗಳು. ಹಾಗೆ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಮಿಸಿದಂತಹ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಗೊಳಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣಕರ್ತರಾದಂತಹ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಪ್ರಾಂಶುಪಾಲರಾದಂತಹ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ GB ಪಾಂಡ್ರಂಗ್ ನಾಯಕ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರು ಮತ್ತು ಆಡಳಿತಾಧಿಕಾರಿಯಾದಂತಹ MUK ಸರ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಯಶಸ್ವಿಗೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅತಿ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಬಿಂದುಗಳಾದಂತಹ ಸುಂದರ್ ರಾಜ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರು ತುಂಬ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಯಶಸ್ವಿಗೊಳಿಸಿರುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಪರವಾಗಿ ವಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಅರ್ಪಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೆಂಟ್ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಸುಮಾರು 200 ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ವೀಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ವೀಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಗೊಳಿಸಿರುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಪರವಾಗಿ ವಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಆಯೋಜನೆ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತಹ ಗಂಗರೆಡ್ಡಿ ಸರ್ ಅವರು ಮತ್ತು ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮೂಡಿ ಬರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣಕಾರರಾದಂತಹ DN ಸರ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ಅರ್ಪಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಪಾ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಪಾ.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Thank you, sir.